All right, y'all, what up? Freaky the Maestro here at Blue Jays Entertainment. We are about to make another track. But today, while I'm making this other track, I wanted to do a bit of scientific talking, just as the title states. So, unfortunately, I have been suckered into watching a lot of YouTube and a lot of stuff, period. And there's even a documentary out called Beyond the Curve. Um, Again, it's talking about the Earth not being round and the Earth being flat. So a lot of this stuff going on. This thing is becoming huge, as everybody already knows. I actually touched on it once way back when, but I didn't really go into any details on it. I really just made a video pretty much just asking a question like, why is it that when people try to debate on this subject, it's never really just a debate on the subjects. It's always a matter of we have to go back and forth and we have to attack the person instead of actually getting to the point. There's very few debates on this subject. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be talking while I'm making the track. I already got a piano pulled up, so just so y'all know that I am gonna be making a track when I'm doing this. But it's very few debates where I've actually seen people actually make an argument. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about while I'm making this track is gravity doesn't exist. You hear this argument a lot. That's going to be my melody I'm going to start off with. So I want to get this a little bit faster. But that's going to be the argument I hear a lot, that gravity does not exist. So for all of you flat earthers out there, I'm going to humor you for a moment. Excuse me. Thank you. Yeah, that's the tempo I want. So I'm going to humor you for a moment and say, you're right. Gravity doesn't exist. And when I say that to you, I'm going to say that to you for a reason. We're going to say that gravity doesn't exist. We're going to just say that. We're not talking about the science yet. We're just going to say gravity doesn't exist. And then I'm going to ask you a question. Hold for a minute so I can record that real quick. And all right. And of course, we're going to work in four measures here. So, if you thought I was doing something different, yeah, food. You got food. I need to make sure I quantize. So, I got a question. My question is going to be, what is your name? That's going to be the simple question. It's not anything dealing with science, because I want to step away from science when I talk about this, because that's what flat earthers do. They step away from science and just say, well, you can't prove me anything. You can't prove anything to me. Yet, in the globe modeling systems that we have, all we have is mountains and mountains of evidence and mountains of pictures and mountains of data. And I can go on for ages. It's all on the internet. I don't need to do that. That's not what I'm here to do. So let me play that. I'm going to turn off the click, and I'm going to just work from here. So we got all of this evidence showing that we do actually have curvature of an Earth and all of this, that, and third, but there's no evidence. So my question goes back to, what is your name? Now, instantly, you as a person, you as a human being, whoever's watching this, right after I asked that question, you either gave a smug look like, fuck you mean what my name is? Or you stated what your name is. My name is this. My name is that. You got your name because somebody either gave you your name, number one, or number two, you decided to change your name because you didn't like the name that you were given. Right? So, gravity doesn't exist. Let's get rid of the name of gravity. Now, as we get rid of the name gravity, that doesn't take away what it does, right? It still does the same thing. Pick this pen up. I actually kind of like that. I actually kind of like that, but it falls. We understand what force is. A force is something that gets something going. Again, I'm not going to go to science. I'm going to go to layman's terms because that's going to be the best way to get this argument across. Layman's terms. Nothing too much, just layman's terms. We're going to go ahead and grab a base. I hear a base for this. Something real simple. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to go ahead and add that in there. And something real nice and smooth and mellow. So yeah. So we know that a force, me moving my hand like this, it takes a force. To move my hand like this takes the force of my arm to actually do it. For this pen to fall out of the air, for me to catch it, it takes a force. All of those things are forces. We understand what they are. We understand what they are. We understand that in order for us to walk, we have to put one foot in front of the other. But it takes more than just putting one foot in front of the other. It takes for you to put one foot in front of the other, put that foot onto the ground, push off the ground with that foot that's in the front, and swing the other foot ahead to start moving forward. It takes steps to get from point A to point B. It takes steps to get from point A to point B. I like that. Now, in the midst of us making these steps to get from point A to point B, we're applying force. And that force gets us from point A to point B. And most instances, we call that force acceleration. Now, different accelerations have different names now. You know, for you to get from point A to point B, most of the time you're going to be doing what's called walking. What is walking? It's just a name that we came up with. We gave it a name. When you walk, oh my God, we know what that is. You understand what walking is the same way I understand walking is. It's, you know, that's what walking is, you know, simple, simplistic stuff. It's simple, right? So I want to go ahead, give me a minute. I want to go ahead and grab me a nice little drum pattern here. I want to start building the drum kit. That's what I want to do. And I want to get one of the basic drum kits because I never really do that. I want to just grab a basic kit that's already installed inside of Reasons. Yeah. Yeah. And it gets a name. You want to go a little faster? We call that jogging. It's still a force. You're putting your feet on the ground to go a little faster than walking, and it's called jogging. And give me a minute. Yeah. Now, go even faster than that, and we call that running. Let's say you put both your feet together and you push off the ground. We call that jumping. To skip is a little bit more complicated, but we know you skip from one foot in the air and then land back down. It's small, but it's still a step. It's a larger step than an actual normal foot step, which is an increment of walking, right? Here we go. like that. So what is gravity? You know? So we're gonna go back. We ain't done yet. We just getting there. We just building up our information here. So you do that skip a little more with a little bit more power. It's called a hop. We gave it a name. We understand what it is because we've given it that name. You can name it something else if you want. In a different language, hopping, skipping, running, jumping, walking all have different names. They're named whatever they are in that language, but we've given them a name. We've given a name to them, to those actions. You take a basketball. Let me go grab one real quick. Now, this ball, I suck with this mark. I suck with this. I can do some things with it, but I suck with it. But to take it and aim it towards the rim and shoot it, we call that a shot. We don't call it a throw, because that's what we do with a baseball. With a baseball, you throw it. With a basketball, you shoot it. They pretty much are doing the same thing, but they have different names. So what is gravity? And gravity doesn't exist. Throw that up in there. Yeah. Yeah. You feel that? Feels like we're getting somewhere, right? Now, all of these different actions have different names, and yet some of them are still just actions. And I come back to that question of, what is your name? You don't look like what your name is. You look like a human being, which also is a name that's constructed because it's part of our language. It's given a name for us to be able to recognize what we are. Because us as humans like to categorize everything. We have to categorize everything. You could probably try to categorize this track that I'm making and put it inside of a genre. And all I'm doing over here is making something to me that sounds good. It doesn't have a name yet. So what is gravity? So all of that's to say what? We do a lot, a whole lot. Talking, and it means absolutely nothing, because at the end of the day, gravity is just a name that we've given to an action. Now, we don't fully understand that action, but we know what that action is when we see it. You see something fall, you know it's falling because of gravity. When it falls, we say, oh, it's falling because of gravity. We understand that there's a force that's making that thing fall. But you want to say that there is no such thing as gravity. Oh, that thing falls because of its density. What is density? What is buoyancy? Something is buoyant because it can float when it's sitting on water. It's too light to sink. So we say it has buoyancy. What is buoyancy? Other than the name that we've given it. We say something sinks because it's heavier. So it's not as buoyant. Notice that statement. It's not as buoyant. so it's gonna sink. Sounds like a lot to me. Let's add some other instruments in here to add a little bit more color. Cause I like this right now. I'm grooving with it. But all of this to say, stop. Just stop. Because gravity doesn't exist. No, you're right. You're about right. It's a name that we've given to an action that we study. The same way we've given the name of buoyancy to buoyancy and density to density and weight to weight. I can take gravity and use it outside of the context that we use gravity, and it will still make sense. You don't believe me, do you? I know you don't believe me, but let me show you. Because we say, and check me out, y'all. Check me out. We say, the sun got gravity, and it pulls upon our system. Woo. It's kind of bluesy, ain't it? The sun got gravity, and it's pulling upon our system. Yeah. Denzel got gravity. Woo! Them black women on his system. Yeah, y'all don't hear me now. He got gravity. And they pulling on his system. Check it. Jolie got gravity, got gravity, got gravity, and they pulling up on the system. Y'all don't feel me though. Black Panther got gravity, cause we pulling it up on the system. But y'all don't hear me. I'm making jokes. I'm having fun. Making a track though. Just making a track and talking about gravity. So if you don't understand that through my bad singing, I'll go ahead and break it down for you. Mind you, I can sing. I can sing. But I don't want that. That sounds too much like a toy. Too much like a toy. I want to get me a lead up in there. I need a lead. Nice something nice. A little Johnny lead. I likes that little Johnny lead. That little Johnny lead though, I likes that one. Yeah. Let me pull that down just a hair. Because that's screaming at me right now. We can say that every human being on this planet has gravity, because gravity just means that mass attracts mass. A star in our solar system holds other planets in place. These other planets are attracted to that star. That's the way that we view the solar system. The sun is in the middle. All the other planets and all their moons all cycle around that planet. Even Halley's Comet cycles around the sun and it comes back. We can see this. We picture it. Now, say what you want, say what you will, that it's not real, that it's on the dome and all that other stuff, whatever. We see it cycle. We see it in retrograde. We see all of this stuff, right? We see it. It's there. We know it's there. I'm going to play with that a little bit more because as much as I like it, I want to add some feedback to it. So we're going to, let me see, a delay first. Alright? So, the same way that the solar system has the sun in the middle and all of the stars and everything, well, not the stars, but the planets and everything goes around it, we do the same thing as humans. You know, we look at stars, our celebrities, and we flock to them. People on the YouTubes and the Instagrams and all this other stuff, we flock to them. We look at them and say, oh my God, that person is so great. I want to be closer to them. And we try to get around them because they hold more mass. It's not that they have to necessarily be bigger than us. They just hold more mass. But you never thought about it that way, did you? But they gravitate toward stars. We gravitate toward our stars, the people that we look up to. It's kind of deep, ain't it? How we can take something and give it a name. Let's get rid of gravity all the way, and let's call it pull. We can say that we're pulled towards it because we are. You know, from what they do, we find it so amazing that it pulls us in. Have you ever heard that? Have you ever heard the saying, man, I was watching this show, I was listening to this song, and I just got pulled in. The gravity of it was so strong, it just pulled me in. Because that's all we're doing is we've given pull a different name to describe something. It's kind of deep. Let's add a little reverb on top of that real quick, y'all. I want a reverb on that. Now, of course, that's drowned. I don't want to drown it. Let's put it into a large hall. Now watch this. I want to try something I haven't tried before, y'all. Watch this. I'm going to add another one. No, not that. Here we go. I like that. I'm sorry I was quiet for a minute. but I was grooving when we were making this track, and it sounded good to me. But oh yeah, that's nice. So to get to our point, we can get rid of the word gravity. Don't take away what it does. It still does the exact same thing whether you give it that name or not. Density is a force that's acted upon because of gravity. Same thing with buoyancy. They're acted upon because of gravity. You need gravity to make them work. Let's look at density and buoyancy and say, hey, how can you work without gravity? You can't. It just doesn't work. Give it whatever name you want. It still does the same thing. It still works the same way. It's a force. So, go ahead. Say gravity doesn't exist. Give it another name. At the end of the day, it still does the same thing. I'm just being honest. Go ask any other big YouTuber that's out there, because I'm nowhere near big. I'm not big at all on this YouTube thing. But hey, my little seed of gravity, I think it's gonna make a big impact. Whether it does or doesn't, it doesn't matter. Because gravity don't give two damns about what you think about it. It's still gonna do what it does. And on that note, I think I'm gonna name this Gravity Doesn't Exist because it has a lot of pull. And I like it like that. So this has been Freaky the Maestro here at Blue Jays Entertainment. I want to thank you all for sitting down with me while I make another track. And much love.